Hello guys, welcome back to the letter. Today we're going to be working on the final ending we need in the individual bad section, and that is having Ashton and Becca visit Bella while she's in a coma. So, you know the drill by now. I am going to skip through, and when something changes, I will bring you in, guys. See you in a second.
Smugface already filed the case this morning.
Oh. Okay, got some new notes in Ashton Frey's chapter. You love to see it.
Isn't that another reason to talk to him?
It'll be difficult, especially when he's so eager to get to the precinct this morning. Unless we find evidence that'll prove Zach's innocence, there's nothing we can do at the moment. Chief will kick me out of my own precinct if I keep insisting.
Becca does give it a moment of thought. She still appears like she wants to run headfirst to Anselm, though. We back? No. But after a minute of silence, thankfully, she concedes.
All right, but promise me you'll get Zachary out of that place.
I will. There's no way in hell I'm leaving him in there. Besides, even if you could reason with Smugface.
Stop calling him like that. And you wonder why he won't listen.
Even if you could reason with Smugface, you're not going anywhere with that limp.
Doubling down. As expected, she tries to hide it. When she squirms from my grasp, it's with enough force she almost stumbles back if the couch has not caught her fall. Even then, she's swift to shrug it off.
It's fine. I just had a little accident.
Little accident. Hard to believe when her other arm's nursing the supposedly fine arm.
Something's happened there, hasn't it?
I don't have to elaborate on the question further. Shortly, she goes very still, and the hand placed over her right arm shifts ever so slightly, its grip on the limb tightening. Not too firm to hurt, but just enough for a gesture of comfort for herself. Warily, she casts a swift glance at me. It strikes me seconds later how utterly familiar her expression is. It's the same one I've seen far too many times in Isabella. Since that day at the movie house. Every time her attempts to warn us have been so rudely dismissed.
Let me see.
Rebecca hesitates for a moment. Then, after a minute of consideration, she sighs and reaches for the hem of her sleeve. Raises it just enough for me to take a good look at it. Not swollen, but a large portion of her skin starting to turn an ugly shade of purple.
That's going to take a while to heal.
Tell me about it. It was a library cart that hit me. You know, the old metal ones they keep near the history section.
Is it the woman you mentioned? The one you said was sitting in the back of your car?
Yeah, I was in the archives, looking something up. Suddenly, she was just there. Ash, she was using my own students against me. What kind of terrible person does that? Oh, it makes my blood boil.
You should have just ran. That woman's not something you can hit with a book.
Laugh it up, Ashton. I did. Then the bloody cart came out of nowhere. And you know what? If it weren't for a damn book, I would be dead by now.
Okay, that might be enough to get us to skip town again. Let's see. Ashton begged her to reconsider. Okay. Silence descends in the room as the gravity of that one word hits us. Yay, we can skip. Nice. Okay, I will bring you in when something else changes then, guys. Yes, another node. I'm so happy. I do intend to tell G before leaving tonight. He has to know if he's going to be keeping an eye on her for me. One person is already enough, however. Hell, simply letting someone in on the plan makes me iffy. Broadening that circle and revealing too much would just cause another pointless concern. But someone has to be aware, at least of where I'm heading off to, in case things don't pan out. Expect the worst, even if I've only intended to do a quick survey of the place. In my own words, risky. Rebecca doesn't need to know the kind of danger I might be throwing myself in tonight. I don't even want to think what she'll say the second she finds out I'm doing exactly as I told her not to.
Don't worry. She can be pretty stubborn, but she'll listen. Especially to you.
I think what you meant to say is, what are you still expecting me to say? Zach's already gone, and if you... I think that would be more appropriate. Realization comes way too late, and my throat closes up as soon as I realize what has just slipped out of my mouth. There was supposed to be a speech, damn it! Words carefully picked to ease people into the idea. Well, to be fair, your mouth tried to be like, hey, you should go talk to Isabella and smooth things out. But what you were trying to say is, Zach's already gone! Because despite having never grown closer with Zach, unlike with Isabella, he is also a friend to her. But I don't need to look at her to know how she's taking this news. There's a sorrow in her, palpable enough as soon as the meaning of what I've said sinks in. A pain I can't even hope to understand. One that we'll all deal with in our own ways. He is a loss all the same, for all of us. A thick, awkward silence hangs in the air. There are thoughts, stuff I want to say, but the words won't form, simply because uttering them is an admission. It's not even the red tape, or the associated politics, or my work that's the problem here. It's me. I've messed up. I've messed up a lot. But my friends are not supposed to be the ones taking the repercussions of my mistakes. Those are of my own doing, of my own responsibility. A fear, a heavy weight on my shoulders that Rebecca won't be able to grasp even with her concerns. Because all this time, she still looks to me as if I'm the same kid from years ago, who she depended on when she is yet to find herself, who she turned to for answers despite my lack of them. It makes me all the more afraid to fuck up this time. And in case I do, she's the last person I want to be with me. Getting her into trouble, getting her killed is not how I want to repay the friendship she has so generously offered after all these years. It's best that I simply leave things like this for now. That way I won't regret anything I might say if we push this discussion further. Without another word, I stand up. At the same time, footsteps shuffle from the pub's entrance and cheerful chatter suddenly fills the room as a group of people enters. It's all the distraction I need. Alright. Muttering an excuse, I beat a hasty exit out of the main lounge and leave her on her own despite the look of protest on her face. So we might have something new happen in the parking lot. We'll see. Stop keeping her in the dark. Okay. No. Apparently we ended things on a positive note with her in the parking lot. Great. Alright, I'll bring you in when things change once again. Alright, we've skipped all the way through to Luke's chapter, and you all know the foyer drill by now. It's a slow thing, a whisper more than a bang as the darkness creeps into every corner of the room. The walls shudder and groan, blood runs from the ceiling, crawls down the walls, and stains the floor. It feels as if life itself is being sucked from the house slowly but surely. The beauty of the place is gone, with only the dead, decaying remains of a mansion left in its wake. I don't have to wonder if it is just the foyer that's become this nightmarish place. I can already hear it. Gone are the growling of thunder and the lashings of rain and wind against the foyer's high windows. All of it has been replaced by a more grating sound. A cacophony of voices from nowhere and everywhere echoing throughout the now horrid walls. Voice that neither belongs to us nor the people who live here.
What's going on?
Help! Please!
All throughout the house, shouts of alarm and surprise ring out, a mirror to the horror creeping up in each of us. Who wouldn't be shocked? This is insane. Even Daisy, feisty woman that she is, trembles at the sight of it, while Feathers stands protectively in front of her. Brave of him, I have to admit, to put himself in the front line like that, though it doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't feel the same fear as the rest of us. Something I don't hymn them for. Yes. There seems to be no end in sight to this insanity. If anything, this only feels like it's the beginning of the end.
Help me! Oh my god! Please, somebody! Anybody! Who are you? Stay away! No. Stay away! Stay away!
No! She's here! You've got to let me out! She's gonna kill me! Someone!
We're all in danger! I thought you were my friends! Why don't you believe me?
Their screams fill the mansion. She laughs all the while, a harsh, agonizing sound that goes on for what feels like forever. Until there's nothing but silence, her horrid smile and pale hands reaching out to me, blocking me from skipping, calling, beckoning, pleading. I'm terrified, I really am, like I should be, but I've never been one to truly stay afraid. I've long learned that fear will not get me anywhere. Cowering in a corner doesn't keep me safe, and it will not keep me alive. Not like rage does. I've learned to use this burning hate inside of me to survive. There is no difference now.
Stay away from me!
Why? Why do you wish to leave? This is where you belong, my lord. Remember the blood we share? This is your home. Don't you remember? You promised to return. To stay together with me. With us. With people no different from you.
What is she talking about, Luke? What does she mean?
Don't listen to her, she lies. I promised no such thing to anyone. Hannah, you're the one who bought this house. How should I know what she's babbling about? I never even wanted to be here in the first place.
A terrible case of mistaken identity. That must be it. I'm quite sure of it. I don't know this woman, this monster. Why would I say that to someone like her? In my entire lifetime, I've only made and kept sincere promises to a mere 2 people. Hannah Evans and Eleanor Chandler. No one else. The rest of those who claim I promise anything to them can go fuck themselves. Bloody hell. I may enjoy the company of women, but I am not an idiot to start spouting such nonsense to anyone. A line must be drawn, especially if I'm to keep myself alive. Yet she still goes on, insists, making me appear a liar in front of these people.
Of course you still deny it. Have you truly forgotten? You haven't changed, I see. Still a deceiver.
She's lying!
You see, my love, nothing has changed. Still no difference, you and I. Just like the rest of us. Just like every single soul in this putrid wreck. We've waited for so long. You can hear them, yes? Their pleas, their calls, their invitation. Come, my lord. The house seeks its master.
She, the monster, reaches out again, her hands a gory, abhorrent sight, along with that smile spread across her face. My body's already moving on instinct. Stumbling back, one step at a time in a desperate bid to be away from her. Anything to put distance between me and this vile creature. No matter what she says, I am nothing like her. I need to get out of this house. Out of this country, preferably. There's nothing for me here, not anymore. Nothing to keep tied to this place. With Hannah planning to leave me, Shrokin likely taken by this woman, nothing's left to bind me to this wretched city. I can leave, I can—
Careful, Luke!
My foot steps on something, sending me sliding on my back and flat on the floor. Beside me, a paper, familiar one, flutters down. It's this thing again from the open house, though it feels less like a gimmick and more like a threat, what with recent events. It must have fallen from one of these peasants in the commotion earlier. For a moment they appear conflicted to see it in my hands, but wisely keeps their opinions to themselves. Leaving the damn thing to simply bear its grisly message for everyone in the room to see. Help me, help me, help me. Is this it? What they've been telling us? Why everything in my life has gone to shite? Because of some stupid old letter? An invitation indeed. One I am not willing to accept. Not any time. From the top of the stairs, the creature moves again, drawing my attention back to her. Her gait remains slow and awkward as she walks forward, that smile never leaving her. But I won't give her the chance. I am not dying here. I certainly am not giving myself to a hideous creature like her, either. Adrenaline kicks in, and despite panicked gasps and worried glances from the people in the room, I pay them no mind as I reach for the main door and— without warning, it slams open, revealing not the Montian grounds like I am expecting. Before my mind can even comprehend what's happening, black tendrils have already coiled tightly around my limbs, dragging every person in the foyer into the room. None of us even get to scream when darkness completely envelops us upon the doors closing.
Understand where your place is now, my love. You belong here. Is it so difficult to grasp? We've been waiting.
Okay, I probably won't be able to skip in the study either. There's a moment of panic when the feeling of the tendrils around my limbs finally dissipates. Okay, Ashton's here mucking things up, so— as soon as my eyes adjust to the darkness of the room and I'm on my feet, I'm reaching for my knife and holding it out, watching, waiting for every movement. Using it as a way to put distance between me and these peasants. Who knows what they'll do now? We're all desperate to get out of this house. There's only 5 of us in this room, 2 of them friends at that. I cannot trust these people not to turn on me. Bloody hell, even Hannah's giving me the same looks as them now. Though Mint has already gone loon, crouched in a corner and muttering to herself, you can't really say anyone's safe from her. If anything, she's the one I should watch out for. I cannot trust anyone. Not anymore. Not after this. Everything. Everything that I've built has fallen apart. All because these people came into our lives.
You! All of you! This is all your fault! If I've died to this bloody case, I'm taking you all down with me!
Luke, please put that knife away. This isn't going to solve anything.
Calm down, right? The situation's already bad. You're just making it worse.
At least he has something to say.
You shut your mouth! If it weren't for you, for this letter, for all of you, none of this would have happened!
Is your life all that matters to you? What about these people here? Don't they have the same problem? What about me, Luke? Do you even care?
Are you taking their side? You're also stuck in this nightmare, Hannah! That creature is out to get us, and you're still defending these people!
I'm not defending anyone, Luke. I'm just trying to be reasonable when you're clearly not.
Oh, of course you're not. You're just the one who bought this bloody mansion to begin with. If I didn't know any better, you did this on purpose!
Why, no. Why would I ever do that? This was only meant to be an anniversary gift. For you. For us. For the family we're going to have.
Right, anniversary gift. Oh, here's your gift, darling. Oh, by the way, there's a curse included in that package. I hope that's all right. Are you really that eager to get rid of me, Hannah? Because if that's what you've been meaning to do all this time, you might as well just put a knife in my back while I'm...
Suddenly, Hana steps up and slaps the knife away from my hand. Said knife slides uselessly under the table out of my reach. Before my mind registers what's happening, a sharp blow explodes in the side of my head, sending me reeling backwards. She merely stands before me afterwards, without even batting an eye, glaring at me as if she might just rip my head off in this instant. Sometimes I forget.
Don't you dare, Luke. Don't you dare imply I've ever thought of you that way.
But Hana is never the weak woman I believed her to be. How did I come to think of her as such? She used to be someone I can look up to, isn't she? When you look at her now, the way she stands tall facing a man like me, the same way she has done so all those years ago, I can't help but think, am I not responsible for taking that part of herself away from her? Enjoy your time as Mrs. Luke Wright. What a bunch of shite. Figures why she wants to leave me.
And these people are only trying to help us.
Oh, of course, by barging into our home. Are you really going to trust them to save your life? These peasants who brought this pox upon us.
Keep talking about us like that, and see if any of us here will keep you out of this place.
The gall of these people. Bloody peasants! My head's already aching just listening to their attempts to defend themselves. Do they all take me for someone with half a brain? I should have just stabbed all of them and made a run for it. It doesn't help that with each second we spend talking here, the crazier this whole place gets. One of us here in particular, amidst the furor, I still don't know how to say that, Mint suddenly stands. I've almost forgotten she's here, her ramblings having faded away in the shouting. And without warning, she snatches the paper out of my hand. It's a miracle it didn't rip right there and there, but the way she glares at it, I think she may want to do exactly that.
It's this thing's fault! We should have gotten rid of this thing! We should have burned it at the first opportunity we got! There were children! Victims! All because they had no idea what this thing will do to them! Oh God, those poor souls! They were screaming and begging before she... This cursed thing has to go!
She's losing grip with reality, she is. A crazy woman is the last thing I want to deal with, for fuck's sake. The whole world has already gone bonkers as it is. Alright, easy does it. We're gonna burn this letter. We're gonna look at our branches. The voices have also become louder and somehow sounding more vicious. If the things in this room start floating, mark my words, I will fucking flip out. And they may not be thinking of it right now, but eventually they'll turn on me. Such is the nature of humans. I can't let that happen. Fuck, I still have so much to do! Better find a way out of this place as soon as possible if I want to stay alive. And what else is the source of our problem but that sodding letter? Burning this doesn't seem sound, but who knows? We don't understand a shite about this place. Might as well try everything, yeah? Mint may have a point, as questionable as her judgment is right now. Whatever works. If I also have to be the one to make that bloody decision, so be it. And it's an easy decision to make, especially with these cries growing louder. I'm getting tired of it, really. I simply have to act fast, think fast, And what else is the root cause of our problems but that letter? No need to make things more complicated. It started from there, why won't it end there? If what Mint has said is true, then there's all the more reason to destroy it. Put an end to this madness before anyone can think of passing it on to someone else. Before the situation can stretch on far too long for my taste, I snatch the blast of paper away.
Give me that.
For a second she appears offended, until I take out Mum's lighter. The sight of it shuts them all up. But I have no need for their opinion. In the next moment, I'm already setting the letter on fire. Alright. Skip. Get everybody out of here. And badoop. Another one in the bag. Let's see if we got that alternate ending where our friends visit Isabella. Go. Okay. Okay, so even though their friendship broke up, they still will put aside the hatchet in order to go visit her. Bringing little stories they have no idea if she ever hears, but tells nevertheless. Carrying a small prayer that they won't lose her. When they can afford it, they also help her aunt in caring for her. Something the woman appreciates, knowing she can't be there for the sleeping girl every hour of the day. However, though they want to remain optimistic on Isabella's chances, it dwindles with every failed attempt of the doctors to bring her out of coma, and each passing day the girl stays unconscious. Amidst the constant beeping of machines in her room, optimism is the only thing they can hold on to. Alright. And there you have it. We did get the ending. Not as touching as some of the other visiting endings, but still. That should... Let's see, was that... individual good? I can't remember. Where were we? Okay, wasn't that... This, I still need to get that, but that's for the true end. Friendship good? Why did I skip to friendship? No, it was friendship good, right? Where's the one... Am I blind? No, I am blind. Okay, individual bad. This makes so much more sense now. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is the last one we got. Okay, good. My eyes have finally seen the light. Okay, excellent. So, unfortunately, we can't finish the individual bad yet. This is only unlocked while doing the true end, so we'll do that eventually. But friendship good... Which one is this one? I think it's a Becca Luke variant. Yes, it's a Luke and Rebecca friendship variant. Okay. So that's going to be our next course of action. And then after that, we are like donezo, my dudes. Which is pretty exciting. So let's begin again with feeling. And I will bring you in... Oh, actually. What am I doing? I forgot something very important. Hold on, hold on. We gotta look at our branches. Branches are very important. He gave us a %. So did Ashton. I am satisfied now. Okay. I'm only 3% away. Cat. Okay. As I was saying, I'll bring you in when and if something changes while I go for the variant ending, guys. See you soon. Alright, turns out there's something at least a little bit different here. So, all of our friends are dead except for Isabella. And Mint is still here, of course. And Hana also died during this run. So, yeah, not a lot of people left. So, yay, it's a good individual ending. Haha. Anyway, let's get through this and see what happens. Hana's body shudders and shakes as if she's about to have a seizure until her visage ripples and changes. Golden yellow hair is slowly stained with inky black, and her face melts into that of the woman, the maid from before, with a menacing expression on her face. Along with it is the shifting of the very ground we stand on. It's a slow thing, a whisper more than a bang as the darkness creeps into every corner of the room. The walls shudder and groan, blood runs from the ceiling, crawls down the walls and stains the floor. It feels as if life itself is being sucked from the house slowly but surely. The beauty of the place is gone, with only the dead, decaying remains of a mansion left in its wake. I don't have to wonder if it is just the foyer that's become this nightmarish place. I can already hear it. Gone are the growling of thunder and the lashings of rain and wind against the foyer's high windows. All of it has been replaced by a more grating sound. A cacophony of voices from nowhere and everywhere echoing throughout the now horrid walls. Voice that neither belongs to us nor the people who live here.
What's going on?
All throughout the house, shouts of alarm and surprise ring out, a mirror to the horror creeping up in each of us. Who wouldn't be shocked? This is insane. Even Daisy, feisty woman that she is, trembles at the sight of it. Brave of her, though, I have to admit, to not just run at the first sign of trouble. I'm not sure how she can even keep herself together, having witnessed the death of a friend. Or is he a lover? Not that she has any other choice in this. There seems to be no end in sight to this insanity. If anything, this only feels like it's the beginning of the end.
Help me! Oh my god! Please, somebody! Anybody! Who are you? Stay away! No. Stay away! Stay away!
No! She's here! You've got to let me out! She's gonna kill me! Someone! She's...
We would have been so beautiful. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
I'm sorry.
Their screams fill the mansion. She laughs all the while, a harsh, agonizing sound that goes on for what feels like forever. Don't know if I'll be able to skip this, maybe. Until there is nothing but silence, her horrid smile and pale hands reaching out to me.
Remember the blood you shed.
Okay, a little bit.
The very same one that now taints this house, along with many others.
I did not do this! You lie! I did nothing!
What of her then? Your wife, your sunshine. Doesn't her blood already stain these halls? Stain your hands?
She's lying!
They're like, ooh. The word sounds so familiar. Just a few days ago, I've spouted the same ones of that vile woman who ruined everything. If it weren't for that munter, that harlot. But it's no use. A seed has already been planted in their heads. Defending myself, especially against the likes of them, is pointless. Bloody hell, even Daisy's now looking at me with the same revolting stares people have given me once they know of my dirt.
So it's true then? With Hana? Hana, Luke?
I don't know what she's talking about. Are you that gullible, Daisy? Do you really believe the words of a murderer?
Now you deny it. Pointing fingers, aren't we? You see, my love. No difference. No difference, you and I. Just like the rest of us. Just like every single soul in this putrid wreck. We've waited for so long. You can hear them, yes? Their pleas, their calls, their invitation. Come, my lord. The house seeks its master.
She, the monster, reaches out again, her hands a gory, abhorrent sight, along with that smile spread across her face. My body's already moving on instinct. There's nothing for me here. Not anymore. Nothing to keep tied to this place. With Hana gone, Shrokin likely taken by this woman as well, nothing's left to bind me to this wretched city. I can leave. I can... My foot steps on something, sending me sliding on my back and flat on the floor. Okay. Good. So, alright, this is like a branch we've done before, but unlocking more nodes on it. Who knows what they'll do to me, now that they know what I've done. There's only 3 of us in this room. Though Mint has already gone loon, crouched in a corner and muttering to herself, you can't really say anyone's safe from her. If anything, she's the one I should watch out for. I cannot trust these people not to turn on me. I cannot trust anyone. Not anymore. Not after this. Everything that I've built has fallen apart. All because these people came into our lives.
You! All of you! This is all your fault! If I've died to this bloody curse, I'm taking you all down with me!
Luke, calm down. You're just making this worse.
You shut your mouth! If it weren't for you, or this letter, for all of you, none of this would have happened! Hana would still be...
Suddenly, Daisy steps up and slaps the knife away from my hand.
Don't you dare, Luke. Don't you dare put that blame on us.
Without batting an eye, glaring at me as if she might just rip my head off in this instant, said knife slides uselessly under the table out of my reach. I should have expected she's not the kind to submit even under threat. Right now, all of us appear smaller facing her anger.
Last I checked, we're not the one whose hands have been stained with his wife's own blood.
The gall of these people! Bringing out my crimes to my face. Bloody peasants! My head's already aching just listening to their attempts to defend themselves. Do they all take me for someone with half a brain? I should have just stabbed all of them and made a run for it. Ooh. Ooh. Grand. Good. And... okay. Good, good, good. Okay. So... let's see if we get that variant endings. The last one we need in the individual quotation marks good. Okay, so we burned the letter. We're gonna make a save right there. Boop. So are we still friends? Yes, we are still friends. After everything that went down. Amidst her grief, Rebecca finds an unlikely companion in Luke Wright. While he avoids the city like a plague nowadays after the loss of his company and Hana, he manages to drop by from time to time, mostly to check on his goddaughter Kylie Suarez, though the man still won't admit it when asked. Rebecca still regards the man as insufferable. She doubts it'll ever change. But after all the tragedy she has seen, much as she denies it, she now considers his presence the closest thing she has to comfort. And isn't that the saddest of all endings? A similar sentiment the former businessman seems to hold. Their friendship may be awkward at best, though with the grim reality of death having once shadowed over the two of them, it's something they eventually grow fond of in time. Bizarre. What an ending to end these variants on. Luke and Becca forever. Yay, there we go. That's all donezo. Almost 100% of 100. Or something. Yeah. Math. Anyway. What did that do for us? Wow. Those few no's actually gave us an extra %. Ashton, very disappointed in you for not giving me my last 5. But it is what it is. Alright, well, with that being the case, we are done, boys and girls. This is going to be a fairly short video, depending on how this week shakes out. I may add in some bonus footage of me getting 100% unlocked of Ashton's route at the very least. There's no way I can 100% Luke's branches, because we have to do his true ending. But yeah, I might add in some extra footage. But otherwise, we're going to be moving on to true ending stuff next week, regardless. So, I guess hold on to your pancakes? Sure, hold on to your pancakes. Hold on to your scalloped potatoes and cinnamon rolls and assorted food. Yes, because we're actually going to do the true ending as well as the variant ending that's associated with that. So I guess variant ending first as we work towards true, and then the true ending and finally wrap this whole shenanigans up with a nice pretty little bow. So yeah. Should be exciting. I won't do my sign off just yet because hopefully future Molly is able to get some time to show that she did 100% Ashton's route at the very least before going to the true end. I believe in you, future Molly. Okay, I'll leave it in her hands until she brings you in. I will see you later. So this one is just an interaction between Mint and Whiskey that I really liked.
Last I checked, we were only trying to save you from this!
And what of Lily over there? You were there when she showed us that paper. Are you saying she is responsible for this mess? For the lives this sorry girl undertook? Dragging other people into her own problems just so she could save her little sorry self? You think I haven't seen that before? Getting tired of your double standards, Mint.
This curse is an entirely different issue, Whiskey. But, knowing you and the kind of person you are, I don't doubt that even without that letter you would have— Please stop! All of you stop this!
And this is an alternate version of Zack speaking up for Hana that was really interesting. So I included it too. I expect him to beg and plead for Hana. He seems the soft sort that would just about martyr himself for anyone. But I've never predicted that his pleas would go in a far different direction than what I expected.
Why are you doing this? I've been trying to understand in all this. I really have. I've been trying to help you. You just let Hana go and we can figure something out, can't we? We can work together on whatever's going on with you.
And I have to wonder if I heard him right. Were my ears deceiving me? Did he say that he's been trying to help her? Is this bastard the reason why Hana is in the position she's in now? Grabbing him by the back of his hood, I pull him towards me with a scowl.
What? What the hell is wrong with you, man?
What the hell is wrong with me? What the hell is wrong with you? What do you mean you are trying to help her? If you're the reason why she has Hana, I swear to all that is holy, and there's a lot that is holy, you will regret this!
It's not like that, I swear it isn't. There's no way I'd help anyone to hurt people. That's just stupid.
Well, if you two aren't associates, you antagonizing her doesn't help Hana, does it?
Well, you weren't doing anything, were you?
And maybe doing nothing is the best course of action here. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe, just maybe, I need time to think. Did you even stop to think that confronting her might make things worse? This isn't some bloody action film where me charging in is going to save anyone. One stupid move from any of us, and Hana might be dead because of it!
I'd deck him in the face right now, shut his stupid face up, but... A hush settles over the room as she speaks up. Her voice is but a whisper and deathly slow, and I'm hard-pressed to hear it over the pounding of my heart in my ears. She speaks, the woman from the gardens and the servant girl from the ballroom, from the hallucination, vision, memories, whatever they were.
Will you not speak up for her? Will you not try to save your beloved wife?
I cannot stop the heat from flooding my cheeks, shame turning me red and making me grit my teeth in anger. And that same anger sets a fire in me, burns through the fear. It spurs me on to call her out, because of pride.
Why? Will my words hold any sway? Who's to say you won't snap her neck the moment I take one step? Do you take me for an idiot?
I take you for a coward. Nothing but a spineless coward.
A hand on Hana's back sends her falling down the stairs. She's nothing but a rag doll thrown away because she's lost interest with her like a child with an old toy. This further cements the idea that this guy is to blame. It doesn't help that the fall sends Hana and this bastard sprawling at the foot of the stairs while I'm just frozen in place. Rage and thoughts of murder encompass me at how closely he holds Hana to him, almost as if they were lovers. And I watch incredulously as the worry and frustration from his expression bleeds out, until he's all soft edges and a smile once more. He smiles up at Hana, one that I can't decide whether it's platonic or not, and suppresses a groan.
Ugh! I was not expecting that. She didn't hurt you, did she, Hana?
And the way she smiles back at him makes me feel jealous, though I don't know who wouldn't be. Anyone would be lucky if Hana ever so much as looks their way like she does with Steel now. And this is the straw that breaks the camel's back. I wrench Hana off him and away from him.
Luke, stop! You're hurting me! What is wrong with you?
It's only when Hana cries out that I realize how tight my grip on Hana's arm has been, and I can feel the shame that floods my being. I've never been violent against her before, but pride makes me defend myself once more despite the heat in my cheeks.
What is wrong with me? I knew you couldn't trust people like him. And this just proves it, doesn't it?
And what do you mean, people like him?
Well, he's a journalist, but that's not the point. You heard him, didn't you? He was helping her!
He was trying to help me, Luke. Can we say the same thing about you?
I realize she has a point, but that changes nothing. I do not waver despite the betrayal and hurt in her eyes. A lesser man would crumble at how she looks at me. She hasn't forgotten what I did, or rather, what I failed to do. It is only fair, I suppose. I am nothing but a coward in her eyes, a sorry excuse for a man who can't even muster up the courage to protect her. Steel is still a traitorous bastard who doesn't deserve any sort of affection from Hana. And even if she doesn't want to be with me anymore, there's no way I'm letting her go with him. She deserves all the happiness in the world, but she can find it with anyone else. And I nearly forget for a moment.
You do not deserve what you have.
Just hearing her voice triggers something in Hana, and she starts to tear up. Her face contorts into one of pain and fear. but I grab her by the shoulders to keep her in place so that she can see me and only me, and so that I can only see her too. Except she squirms and fights against my hold even as I try to reassure her.
Look at me, Hana. Look, I'm here. You're safe. I won't let her hurt you again. Do you understand? Just breathe.
And then this is an alternate version of Ash and Isabella standing up to Luke when Zach's in jail.
They're all criminals? Come here and say that to my face, you bastard!
Ash, don't.
And unfortunately, I wasn't recording live at the time, so this is going too fast for me to read out loud, so you'll have to read in your mind instead. Sorry about that.
Oh, and who is this loud young man? I do recognize little Lily over there, though. Hello, long time no see. Is Pipsqueak your friend?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. He didn't...
Don't apologize to him! He doesn't deserve it! I can't believe you're all just listening to his shit!
You have to calm down, Ash.
Frey, stand down! I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. Luke, you have to excuse him. He's under a lot of stress. Just got removed from a case and the man is an acquaintance, you see.
The thief is a friend of a cop? Now that is the start of a joke if I've ever heard one. A thief and a cop walk into a bar.
He's not a thief!
And yet we found him trespassing on my property. There are eyewitnesses, and his grubby prints are probably all over my pristine walls as he was breaking in. Face the facts, little policeman. You've made the wrong sorts of friends.
He's not a criminal! Isabella, tell him! You know Zach. He's not the kind of person who'd do this shit!
Ash, we both know that. But yelling at him won't help Zach at all. Please.
Calm yourself, Frey! Unless you want me to throw you in a cell myself.
I understand you're upset that your friend is locked up, but the law is the law. And don't you worry, I won't be pressing charges against you. I don't know what charge, but I'm sure I can think of something if I need to. Do put a leash on your boyfriend, Lily. He might hurt himself. Being that angry can't be that good for his health.
And this is basically the follow-up scene to that, which I thought was kind of fun and interesting.
Of Hana? Are you kidding me? I know Zachary can look a bit intimidating at first glance, but he's not the kind of person who will do those things.
That's exactly what we told the police. But they won't listen. Apparently they caught him in the act.
Of course they won't. They're up against Wright's smug face, for fuck's sake. He's the one who has the money.
There must be something we can do to help him.
I'm still up for kicking his ass if anyone's asking.
Not that. Anything but that.
Oh, come on, you threw water at him. At least let me score.
We need something that'll help, Zach. If you really want to hurt something, go punch the wall or your face.
I'll talk to him.
Okay, so I definitely made sure to include this scene because it unlocks an achievement, and it is a variant of Hana's making that pie for Luke while she's possessed, and it's pretty disgusting, all told, but, well, you'll see. Alright, so, the crust of the pie breaks easily with a bite, and I'm greeted with the taste of nice buttery pastry. The meat is lightly marinated, most likely with Worcestershire, to infuse it with a smoky essence, but that does not overpower its natural flavor. Red meat, I'll say it's veal, but the taste is a bit more mature despite the sweet undertones, yet it isn't quite beef either. The tender yet near medium rare meat doesn't give me problems as I chew the first bite. Rather, something else does. A lot of something else. A crunchy bit mixed with the meat gives me pause. There's something stringy caught in between my teeth, and when Hana looks away, I pick at the foreign matter and nearly gag. Pulling it out of my mouth reveals a long, black? No, brown. A long brown string. Though upon inspection I see that it's a strand of hair. Looking back down at the pie, I have to hold in a sound of disgust. Hana's pie. The filling is bloody. The meat looks like it's been sitting in blood for days. Ugh. Can you guess who it is? Can you guess who's in this pie? There are bits of white that are the wrong color to be fat from marbled beef. If anything, I'd say they look like bone. And the hair. The long fucking brown hair. Whose? Does it matter? I want to throw up. But
I use meat, marinated for a week, to bring out its flavor. I hope it is to your liking. I am a tad bit worried I've not made enough for you.
I must look like a deer caught in the headlights while I look up at Hana, who has the strangest smile on her face. Yeah, I'll say. I'm having second thoughts about complaining, especially at the thought that she had worked hard on this. She must be real proud of it, and some stupid maid assisting got her hair in the mix. The hair isn't hers, so it's not her fault, is it? So with a bit of maneuvering so as not to gag on the foul fare, I managed to speak.
It's real good. Real good.
I may have swallowed a bit of the bloody meat in the process, though. Ugh, goodness, I think I'm going to hurl. Thankfully, a chance presents itself. As soon as Hana turns around, I spit out the offending surprise hairball and drop it in a vase in the corner of the room, because...
What the bloody fuck was that?
Quick as can be, she doesn't suspect a thing when she looks back at me with the sweetest smile.
Are you not going to finish the rest of the pie, my love? It isn't good to have leftovers, you know.
Yes, I know that, darling, but...
Did you not like my cooking? Was it not satisfactory?
My stomach turns, partly because of the food she's given me and because of the disappointed look on her face, and I'm
really not that hungry. I think this one pie shall be enough for me, yes? Why don't you just put the rest aside and I'll just heat it up later?
If that is what you wish, all the same, it will give me more time to spend with you. You will spend time with me, yes?
all right, and that was really all the extra main big stuff that I thought was interesting, or, well, in the case of the last scene there, gross, but was an important distinction between an earlier scene, so there you go. Unfortunately, I did not record the moment when I finished Ashton Frey's chapter. Yes, you heard that right. I've been working on this branching tree for ages. But look at this. Ashton Frey is now 100% completed. So, man, that took a bit of time. A lot of trial and error. Thankfully, there's a flow chart that someone put together to show what options affect what in the tree. So that took a lot of guesswork out of it for me. So I'm very thankful for that. And with Luke, sweet, sweet Luke. Okay, so I've been working on all the variants of who's alive at the end, basically. That's the big thing. So where is that? That's where the big jump happened. All the stuff leading up to being put in the study is done. So here it is. It's around here. Okay. So this branch down here, this leads to the true end and that one variant bad ending that I haven't got yet. Everything on the top is all nonsense. So I think I've worked on 6 of these so far to completion. And this is as far as I've gotten. So I've gotten to 66%. And I don't know how far I'll get by the time I actually start working on the true end videos, but we'll see. I'll keep working on it every second that I have a moment. But there's a lot, honestly. That might have to be its own video where I'm just like, here's the ding-a-ling that I got 100%. So I can say I finished it with everything. It's all done. Let the record show I finished it. Okay. But there you go. So that is the state of things. And that is the end of this video now. Thank you guys for joining me. That's what I managed to get done before Sunday. Today, when you're watching this. So with that being said, I'm going to do a poll. I'm hoping that I will remember. Molly of the near future, please remember to put up a poll. Otherwise, people in the comments yell at me that I forgot to put up the poll. But I want to do a poll to get your thoughts on what is the best way to experience the true ending. Because it's been so long since I've experienced just the story. I've been doing so much skipping for ages now, just trying to unlock branches and variant endings. So I don't know what is the best way to experience this. If it's good to like just start fresh from the beginning and get the points that we need in order to unlock the true end and experience it as a full story. Or if you guys would rather I just skip through the 6 chapters that I've 100%ed already and we just see what the final ending is in all its glory by itself. So you can let me know. I will do the poll on that. and we'll go from there next week. All right? All right, sounds like a plan. Thank you guys very much for joining me, and until next time, I will see you later.